If you haven't seen Avengers Endgame yet, stop watching because there's some serious spoilers about to come up. But if you have seen Avengers Endgame,
hey, you come here often? Just kidding. We're here because of the snap. I'm Weekend, by the way. Nice to see you. This is so awkward. Oh my god.
I'm Jessica Garnes.
Keep cool. Keep cool. Just say hi. Just say hi. Hi. What? Hello? Hey, who the fuck? It's me, future you. What the hell, man? I know, I cock-blocked us. No shit you did. On the first loop, we got to third base. What are you doing? Don't worry, I diddled with the timeline so that the snap doesn't happen. But why did that work? Why do I remember the events before your diddling? Also, what the fuck is this first loop shit? Don't you create an alternate timeline by changing the past? Also, if you're the future me, how many loops have there been? Shouldn't there be a stable time? Shh. Don't think about it. How can I not think about it if it's borderline plot breaking and character assassination? Character assassination? You cock-block yourself from the future! Don't think about it. Don't think about what? Endgame or this intro? Oh shit, it's starting. Take this and this. You're gonna need it. Need it for what? So, Endgame. This was something I thought about before watching the film. This was supposed to be the title of the video, and this was the thumbnail. If it was good, if it was what I expected, I would have released that video of just me shouting, "Ah! Endgame! Ah!" But then I watched it.
No, I don't think I will.
my disappointment is
Inevitable.
This is now the definitive top 5 MCU best movies of all time. Don't at me, bro. That's not to say the movie doesn't have great moments, but it's marred by some things that I would really like to question. Let's start with the thing that makes it all possible. So they laid down the rules of time travel. Well, their universe's rules of time travel. For the purposes of this discussion, I will call the MCU timeline as MCU Prime. As I understood it, they don't actually travel back to their actual past to change what's happening in their actual present. They travel to some other alternate reality that's almost a copy of the MCU Prime timeline. They're not fucking over their past to change their present. No, they're fucking up some other alternate reality version's past to change their present. Which is why they were able to manipulate events in order to get the stones. Which leads us to the next question. What happens when the events deviate from the original MCU Prime timeline? Don't worry about it. Alternate reality. You could actually kill baby Thanos. Just note in that timeline you're a baby killer, and that affects some other alternate reality. So, Loki managing to escape with the Tesseract, alternate reality. Some Hydra agents know that Cap has an idea about their Hydra infiltration, alternate reality. Time travel math got wonky so that you accidentally sent Hitler future tech, alternate reality. An interesting point I would like to note here is that the Ancient One says that
the Infinity Stones create what you experience as the flow of time.
Doesn't that mean MCU Prime is fucked since there are no stones for that timeline?
Don't ask questions.
So why did I bother to explain how I understood time travel as the Marvel Cinematic Universe did it? It's important to discuss it in the context of one character in particular. There was a comic event that killed Captain America. The MCU assassinated him again. A character assassination, if you will. I saw this article for my research. It has a question mark on it. I'ma just remove that shit. So at the finale of Endgame, Cap goes back to the alternate dimension pasts to return the stones to their proper places. However, Cap doesn't go back to MCU Prime after Hulk opens the time platform. How did Captain America get to that point? There are two schools of thought. Cap finished his mission and returned the stones to their proper places in the alternate universes. But through some off-screen magic, he actually managed to find his way back to MCU Prime to the 1940s and managed to dance with Peggy, which is problematic. Changes in the timeline shouldn't affect MCU Prime. That would create an alternate reality.
What? No!
Meaning Captain America shouldn't do anything to change the timeline, which is impossible by default. Your mere presence in the timeline can affect the timeline in ways which are imperceptible until it's too late. Unless, of course, the timeline was always a closed loop. That is, the events of MCU Prime would still happen even though Cap was already in the past. Cap was always hiding in the shadows this whole time. This shit was
Inevitable.
I call bullshit. Cap is by nature a meddler. If he can find a way to help someone, he fucking will. You're telling me that Cap was in the shadows from the 1940s up to the present time and let his friends suffer? You know, the whole movie's point in the best Marvel movie ever?
Because I'm with you to the end of the line.
Oh, he let the Starks die? The timeline was gonna be fine, Tony. Don't worry about it. Cap actually, for a series of events not shown to the audience, manages to return the stones to find some alternate reality MCU, where Peggy lost her cap too, but they dance and everything's fine. Then, after living out his life in that alternate reality, he teleports back to MCU Prime, gives his shield to Falcon, thereby turning him to Captain Falcon, which kinda works. It takes care of the idea that Cap won't do anything while bad shit's happening because it's an alternate reality. He can actually do stuff without changing MCU Prime. Cap, armed with foreknowledge, will just rescue Bucky, stop Hydra from infiltrating S.H.I.E.L.D., is a cool uncle to Tony since he saves the Starks, and Steve can just go back because somehow the suits can just do that. There is no additional coordination that War Machine and 2014 alternate Nebula did to go back. They just turned on the suit and they magically appeared on the platform. It's an elegant solution if we ignore the fact that he let some other Captain America freeze whilst he's banging his alternate reality's Cap's alternate reality Peggy. Wow, cucking yourself. Marvel's really going all. He knows the coordinates where he fucking froze. And let's say he doesn't tell anyone. What does he say to her in the future when S.H.I.E.L.D. inevitably finds the frozen body? In other news, scientists seem to have found the frozen body of Steven Rogers, which is really weird because we got Captain America back from 1945 after the war. They even danced with Peggy. It was a big deal, wasn't it? I don't know, was it a Skrull imposter? Talos said he's not an imposter because he's not a Skrull. That's a legit human being. I don't know what's going on. I hope somebody can explain something or else it's gonna get really weird.
You want to tell me about her?
No, I don't think I will.
So out of these two possible schools of thought, we don't know which one is the canon one. I said two schools of thought because the directors wanted one and the writers wanted the other. And regardless of which of these two are canon, either of them are unappealing. I'm not saying Cap can't retire. I'm saying that how they did it here should not have been the case. Speaking of unappealing, I hated Ragnarok. I still hate it, but I don't think it's the worst Marvel movie of all time.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
I think that Ragnarok was necessary to make Thor a vulnerable, broken man who was now ready to take things seriously. That whole Infinity War was...
You know, I'm 1,500 years old. I've killed twice as many enemies as that, and every one of them would have rather killed me, but none succeeded. I'm only alive because fate wants me alive. Thanos is just the latest in a long line of bastards, and he'll be the latest to feel my vengeance. Fate wills it so.
So good. The intro of Endgame broke him further, with him realizing that avenging half the population of the entire universe means diddly fucking squat, since you didn't get the Infinity Stones in the first place. So there's this nice setup of him being like some sort of dark Thor, like some dark leader who doesn't care about the world, just cares about the affairs of New Asgard. But what did they do here?
What more could I lose?
He becomes a fat NEET. Here's the reason why the Russo brothers made Thor fat. It was asked in an interview in China. Why did you make Thor fat? Thor suffered more loss than anyone else. He has been living in constant pain and regret. Lots of people go through tragic shit. Not all of those people become fat. You just thought being fat Thor was a funny thing to do. Iron Man even called him Big Lebowski, which is a shout out to some dramedy that I didn't watch but I know of mimetically.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
That's the real reason why they wanted Thor fat, to make him a joke. Again!
Thor, he's back. That kid on the TV just called.
Why would Thor involve himself in anything Fortnite related? Why? The meta reason is that Marvel has a deal with Epic Games, which is a bad idea, but in universe, you mean Thor is supporting the company that lets you transform to Thanos. The dude that broke the universe. A constant reminder of your failure. Guys, I realize what you do here. Every time you're struggling with what we could do with Thor, you turn him into a fucking joke. Thor was funny in the first movie, not because he was making jokes, but because his reaction to what's happening IRL is funny.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
Because he's from another planet. His humor should be he's the straight guy, not making jokes, and has an absurd reaction to what's happening around him. I think the character deserves better.
What have I become? My sweetest friend.
Was I the only one that found it funny that they bothered setting up Captain Marvel in Infinity War, but they didn't use that setup in Endgame? The cosmic beeper didn't come up. What was the point of that? Oh right, $1 billion. Emphasis on the... I did like the Nebula scene. It was tragic. I feel it was tragic. Nebula shot herself because she knows that at that point in time she wasn't emotionally mature to be a sister. It was a powerful moment actually. And of course, Tony's death. That was good. That's it guys. Oh shit. Gotta close the loop.
2,000 years later.
Oh shit, it's starting. Take this and this. You're gonna need... Fool! Weekend Wizard? The arrangement is wrong! You've caused a time paradox! Time paradox? Oh great, great. Good job, Weekend. Good job. Good.
I'm Jessica Gomes.
Hi! Thanks to these patrons: Hjorter S. Hjorterson, Daniil Dimitriev, Nerzul I, Tad586, Chet McMasterson, Peter B, Rhea Rules, Daemonum Camo, and John Lemley, as well as these other wonderful warriors.